Biden's pardons of family members should be challenged in court. Since the beginning of the country, the president has had the unconditional right to issue pardons of anyone for any reason. This is something that cannot be curtailed or amended by any opposing political party or judge. So how is it that Joe Biden could possibly see the pardons that he issued in his final months as president and completely removed as pardons in our criminal justice system? The answer comes in the unprecedented fact that FBI Special Counsel Robert K. Hur issued a report in February 2024 proving that President Joe Biden was mentally unfit for the job, and on that basis, his pardons should be legally nullified because he was not in his right mind when issuing those pardons, all of them. Let's read from the Special Counsel's report again, issued in February 2024. This is from the U.S. Department of Justice, Special Counsel's Office, February 5th, 2024. Now remember the setting here. Joe Biden's personal Department of Justice has worked for 4 straight years on his personal whims. They have worked exclusively for the temporary political needs of the Democratic Party and the Biden White House, and that is the spirit in which this report was written. However, they did not think ahead to what this report would imply for Biden's powers of the presidency. Let's read on. All I had to do was search for the phrase well-meaning because it stuck in my mind. We have considered, this is Special Counsel Robert Hur writing in his official report on why Mr. Biden could not be charged with mishandling classified documents at his beach house. We have also considered that at trial, Mr. Biden would likely present himself to a jury, as he did during our interview of him, as a sympathetic, well-meaning, elderly man with a poor memory. Based on our direct interactions with and observations of him, he is someone for whom many jurors will want to identify reasonable doubt. It would be difficult to convince a jury that they should convict him of a serious felony that requires a mental state of willfulness. He concludes here, we conclude the evidence is not sufficient to convict, and we decline to recommend prosecution of Mr. Biden for his retention of the classified Afghanistan documents. Bear in mind that if the Biden Department of Justice was doing a similar review of former President Donald Trump's mental forgetfulness, they would make no such consideration for Trump. They'd say, let the jury throw the book at Trump. But in exonerating Joe Biden, they actually condemned him. This is the legal basis for nullifying all of Biden's pardons of the Biden crime family. If Joe Biden is incapable of remembering his legal requirements not to retain classified documents at his beach house, then Mr. Biden is also mentally unfit to make the determinations to pardon anybody in his final year as president, and that includes members of the Biden crime family. The powers of the presidency are not limitless, and while there are no qualifications to a president's vast powers of issuing pardons, President Biden has already been determined to be unfit, mentally unfit, in making such decisions. This has been carved in stone by his own Department of Justice. This report cannot be thrown away. It cannot be amended, altered, with portions deleted or redacted. It cannot be edited in any way to prevent Joe Biden's mental fitness from being raised in a court of law. The Republican Party and Donald Trump's Department of Justice should challenge Joe Biden's unconditional right to issue pardons in court by this basis. There is no reason to hold Joe Biden's pardons as legally valid because Biden's own government said that he was mentally unfit, mentally incapable, and mentally diminished and mentally demented, and thus cannot issue legal orders like this in the closing moments of his presidency. Thank you.